good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm glad to have all of you here. Now, today is Wednesday, the 4th of March, 2020. Now, there might be a few of you guys out there who maybe you're tuning into my show for the first time, or maybe you've been away on a camping trip or something, maybe you've been away. I don't know. People, they travel to remote places and everything else, and maybe you haven't tuned into the news or anything else, and you don't know what's going on in the world right now. Well, my channel is Financial Turmoil Explained. I'm going to try to explain it to you real quick, so you might be getting your coffee ready. You might be getting to go out someplace. You need to hurry. You need to hear what's going on in the world, so I'm going to explain the financial turmoil to you guys who have been away. Maybe you've been away. You don't know what's going on. I'm going to try to bring you up to date. The financial turmoil is starting really bad. The stock market's going up and down like one of those things that they have that they measure earthquakes with when the earthquake first starts, and the needle goes up and then it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, like it's crazy, like the needle's gone crazy. And the reason why all this turmoil's happening in the markets, and it's going to get a lot worse, is it's something like out of a bad science fiction film. But this is real. It's real. It's really happening. I'm going to bring you guys up to date on what it is. There is some sort of a novel viral pathogen that's making its way through the world, and it's causing financial devastation and ruin to every country on earth, slowly but surely. It's advancing. It's a pathogen of unknown origin, extremely contagious, and, well, it's slowly but surely taking down the world's financial system. And this is what happened while you were away. Okay, just to bring you up to date on what's going on. Okay? So we're going to take a look at the financial markets right now. And we're going to start to look at what's happening with the damage caused by this thing. Okay, so let's get going. Let's get started right here. Let's open up the charts right now. And let's take a look first off at silver and gold. Silver and gold really they're performing quite well during all of this. They're staying very stable. They're probably one of the most stable assets out there that's being the least affected, But we do see some sharp moves to the upside. And we also see some suppression in price of the silver and gold price. They're still continuing to suppress the gold and silver price during this outbreak of this new because nobody knows where it originated from even. Okay? Someplace in around the Hubei province in China. But it's here now. It's moved to every country on earth, and it's getting much worse by the day. And so here we have what's happening to silver, which silver's been relatively stable at $17.13 today. It's down 6 cents on the day so far. Now let's take a look at the gold price. $1,642. Gold staying at the top side of its range. And these two asset classes have had the most stability of probably of almost anything out there during this crisis so far. But I personally see massive moves to the upside possibly coming in these metals. Even Kramer sees it now, guys. Even Kramer sees it. He's telling people to buy gold. I saw him last night telling people to buy gold. He's getting excited about gold. We're getting ready for the rally when Kramer comes on and tells you. Anyway, guys, listen. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrency. $251.6 billion now, and Cryptocurrency has been doing rather well too. These are non-dollar denominated assets. And there's a second part about these things: gold and silver and cryptocurrencies. If you hold the cryptocurrency in your own wallet and have possession of the keys yourself, there's no counterparty risk. Okay? It's one of the few assets out there that has no counterparty risk. This is extremely important in times like this. Extremely important. Gold and silver have no counterparty risk if you hold the physical metal. Okay? That is what you have to understand. You have to hold the physical metal yourself. If you even store it with a storage company, that storage company might be connected to the bank, and when the bank goes down, the whole thing goes into foreclosure, and they will pull a Brinks truck up so quick to the back of the storage place, and they'll unload it all into the Brinks truck and drive it away. They can do that so fast, and then you have to go through a whole bunch of paperwork and stuff to try to get your metal back. You know, and it's the same thing with a bank safety deposit box. Same deal, okay? The bank can close. You can go to your safety deposit box, and there's a chain wrapped around the door of the bank. The front door of the bank, and there's nobody there. And that's because they've backed the Brinks truck up the night before and emptied the vault. Okay? That's what it can happen at any bank in times like this. Even the big banks. Some of the big banks, they might even let some of the big banks fail, you know, possibly. During the crisis of 2008, things like that happened, you know. But that was just a little hint of what's coming now. This is going to be much larger than 2008. Probably 10 times larger than 2008, if not more. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Dow Jones and see what it's doing today. In this time of crisis, it's absolutely amazing. They're feeding, there's a feeding frenzy in the Dow. It's up 435 points today, all on a 50 basis point rate cut by the Fed. They cut the they cut the benchmark rate by 50 basis points lower, and this is what's made this little pop in the market that we're seeing today. But I don't think this is going to be long-lived. I think it's going to be a short-lived thing, and then the market's going to start to fall off again. The Fed's only got about another 50 basis point left before they're down below the zero mark again. And this time they might have to go into the negative. All the bubbles are starting to pop, guys. All the big bubbles, the everything bubble. There's so many bubbles, I can't even name them all, and they're all getting ready to start to pop. So this is going to be financial turmoil. Absolute bedlam. Financial bedlam is coming very soon. Okay, let's take a look now at crude oil and see what it's doing. Crude oil is $48.29, and we see the price has been slowly increasing over the past few days. It's up $1.11 today, 2.35%, $48.29 per barrel of sweet light crude oil. Take a look at U.S. Treasuries. And this is possibly one of the areas where we're seeing the most movement in the market right now, is in these Treasuries. This is absolutely getting ridiculous. We saw such a market fall off in the yields on Treasuries. Look, we're down to, was it 1.59 on the U.S. 30-year? And we're under 1% on the U.S. 10-year, and the yields are falling. Okay, so we got a situation where this is not over, this is just beginning. Once you go below zero, you know, then the real craziness starts to begin within the financial sector. And I don't think they're going to be able to keep these rates from sliding down below zero now at this point. With the craziness that's going on. Anyway, let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. And this index is the dollar compared against a basket of other currencies. And the other currencies it's being compared against uh, are not as good as the dollar. So it's not a real way of actually judging or gauging the strength or not strength in the dollar. You know, it's rising. The dollar index is rising right now, but you know, the dollar should be compared against gold or Bitcoin, and then we would have a totally different story. If those were the other things in this basket, it was the dollar, Bitcoin, and gold, we'd have a little bit different story then. Then we'd have a horse race, you know, a horse race where the dollar is probably going to come in last. But we're comparing the dollar against the euro, and for the most part, because that makes up the biggest part of the dollar index basket is the euro. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this show. Stay updated. Stay tuned in. My channel, Glenn Travels America, keeps updates on this new virus that come out of nowhere. Uh, it's a pathogen of unknown origin, and it come out of China, and it's moved to the rest of the world, and it's infecting the entire world. It's extremely contagious. Just talking about this, just the last 30 seconds while I've been talking about this, almost sounds like something from one of these movies. You know, these sounds like it doesn't sounds like the words that are coming out of my mouth. They don't fit in with reality somehow, but they do, because this is what's happening. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll keep you guys updated with the very next show. Bye-bye, guys.